Astrid Mueller here again with another power business tip to help you if you're a girl power solopreneur, freelancer, or small business owner and you want to get a stronger brand or really kind of follow your passion and make your business more awesome and get closer to your dreams, then I have a power tip for you today. I'm discussing the big question, how you can have multiple streams of income but also have a clear brand. I recently got this question from somebody on Facebook, and we ended up doing a power consulting session where I helped her get clarity on this. And her situation was as follows. So she is doing a bunch of different things, and she wasn't sure if she should have different names for those things or if she should run it all under one brand. And the question was, because she's trying to build several streams of income, but also she's a creative and she was developing several things and she wasn't sure how to handle this. Okay, so if you're in a similar situation where you're kind of feeling a little overwhelmed maybe, and you're not sure if you should really keep all that, you're hearing a lot of conversation about focus and or you're pondering the best name for your brand and how to wrap it all under one website or whatever, then this conversation is for you. So here are some power questions that I ask her in our consulting session. I always ask questions beforehand because every situation is individual, and it really depends on your details of your business and your big dreams and goals. Okay, so the first question to figure out this situation is like, what is your big vision and your big serious passion, like your long-term vision? If you think about that at first, really, I really want to make sure that you think of your passion, because sometimes we get kind of lost in our day-to-day business and we think we should or whatever. But what you want to do, you want to create a business and a life that you personally love and that really excites you most. So take a moment and think about that, and then look at all the things that you're doing right now. If you're seriously honest to yourself, like, is there any one of those things that you're doing right now that you could kind of like put on the back burner, and maybe it's not really going toward your big vision and dreams? If something doesn't fully resonate with you, it's totally cool to put it on the side and so put a question mark on those items. So my conversation with the lady that I was talking with really went in that direction, like helping her focus, because here's one thing. It's like, if you have a lot of things going on, it can be challenging in many ways. Like, branding is one question, right? And it's a very good question and how I should handle this, but it's also a focus question and an energy question. If you're a solopreneur, like me, and this is whom I'm helping with, solopreneurs and freelancers, we have limited time and limited resources. A lot of you may actually have a side job, or you may just be preparing for your business or whatever. So it is really crucial to be mindful of your time. It's like, my personal vision is also to work less and make more money, right? And like really use your time as much as possible. So I also know that it's hard to focus sometimes, because as creatives, if you're also a creative, I've been in those shoes too. Like we have so many ideas and inspirations, and you could do all these things, and then probably you get a lot of ideas from people as well. It's like, oh, you should do this with your business, and you should do that for customers, and wouldn't that be amazing? But anyway, like, all of those ideas can really pull you and stretch you thin, so that you will lose focus, you lose steam, and you lose power, and then you get overwhelmed, frustrated, and you're not going anywhere. So that was my big first inspiration for the call, to really help her think, like, where's her passion, her next big 90-day goal, near future goal, what she'd love to make happen. And then kind of be very honest and kind of eliminate what is not the biggest priority right now. Okay, that's the first thing. Then the second thing, now let's talk about the brand. That's what we did too. It's like, okay, so looking at the several things that she was doing, we were wondering, okay, so who are your ideal customers for those individual things that are remaining, right? Like, looking at those. are there like different customer groups? So like what you can do here is because that's a big question I get all the time, or people have a hard time focusing, and you think like, oh, this is for everybody and this is for so many people, but this is not going to help you. So to get clarity on this and to give clarity to people with what you're doing, do a quick customer profile and just think of one ideal customer, like who, don't worry about missing out right now, but like think for each of those things that you're doing, product or service, whatever it is, pick the best customer who benefits most of that thing, and think who that person is. Like give him or her a name. Think of her lifestyle, where she lives, works, how much she makes, and then put yourself in the shoes of that person, and just like really think, okay, where would they find that product? How would it make their life better? And how can you best reach them? So thinking individually with that ideal customer for your individual service and product, do that, and then you may have different audiences. That's what happened with the caller. I'm just gonna call her Jane. It doesn't matter. So when I talked with Jane, that's what she had. It turned out she had 2 different audiences, and so that already answered a question. Like they would not have to go under the same marketing, because that clarity with different customers really revealed to her that her main website should not include one of those audiences, because there was like a different marketing strategy that was way better, and it would have like been convoluting the message on her main website too. So getting clear about who your ideal customers are for your individual services and products is crucial. That's the second question, right? Okay, then the third question, which I'm already hinting at, is also really important conversation here. Is like, what is the best marketing strategy that you can use for those individual ones? And now here you see again, like you quickly getting into overwhelm if you have too many things going on and too many products that use a lot of your time. That is already like probably pulling on your energy just thinking about it, right? So again, like you can always go back if you can still scratch something off of that big list of things that you want to put out there. Really consider streamlining things as much as possible, and like really focus as much as possible. You can always do other things in the future, and you can always add, but you move forward much faster if you're really focused. So anyway, the third question we're talking about is the marketing to those individual customers. And now with Jane, as I was talking with her, it turned out she did not necessarily need a website for her second product. And that's the other really cool thing. Like if you think creatively, like what is really the best marketing method, don't just fall into the trap of thinking, oh, I just need a website and everything needs to go on a website. That's not always the case. As solopreneur and freelancer, thinking outside of the box can often give you really cool opportunities that you suddenly see for yourself that may be way cooler or better to reach those customers. So that's the third inspiration from me to you. If you're in that situation, think about the best marketing strategies to reach that ideal customer, and then think about streamlining everything. So what we did with Jane, it turned out that 2 things that she wanted to do could be streamlined in a way that she just like postponed one of them for the future. That would be like the future higher level of what she's doing right now. Like focusing on that one thing right now could actually lead to creating the next thing in the future. So that's another way how you can focus, like if you can stagger things into the future. Anyway, I don't have, I'm not giving you a specific example because I didn't ask her for permission to reveal it, but I'm going to ask her in Facebook to comment on this. So if you see this in my Facebook group, Celebrate Possibility, she's probably going to comment on it, and then you can check out her business, and then you get an actual in detail example. But my power inspiration, so just wrap it up for you for now, is like one, focus and really think about your big vision and your big passion. Have that on the radar, and then break it down in the near future. Think about your next 90-day big goal that you want to accomplish. Try to focus it on one thing if you can, no more than 3 things, okay? And then try to streamline more. Think about your brand and really think about your ideal customers. And if you have several things that you still want to do with different brand items, like that possibly need a different name, try to think about your individual customer groups, and then see if you can streamline that to make it more clear for you. So if they're the same audience, that's cool, because then you can use the same marketing, right? If they're separate customer types who hang out in different places, then maybe you can streamline in different ways. Streamlining can be a challenge, let me tell you. I'm speaking from experience, but yeah, that was the second point. Like the third point was to inspire you to think about the best marketing strategy on how to reach those ideal customers and sell those services and products that you still want to offer after streamlining. Really think about the marketing strategies that really work best for you with the resources that you have right now, and think innovative here on that. And then try to streamline that as much as possible so that you're not doing too much at once, but like really focusing. The big other question that Jane actually also had was like about the naming, and that's a whole separate big conversation about naming your brand, and if you need like separate brand names for your different offerings. So I won't go into detail about that this time because that would take too much time. But if you feel you're in a position where you also need more clarity and you're kind of confused about your brand or how you should focus, or you're feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, one of my superpowers again is like branding and helping GIRLPOWER solopreneurs and freelancers get clarity and get energized and get a strong brand, all that cool stuff. So I'm doing a few free power calls with people who really need my help every month. So hop on over to my Facebook and direct message me, or contact me through my contact section on my website and see if you can claim a spot. Otherwise, yeah, and then I'll be happy to help you, really, because I'm on a mission to help you succeed. And I'm not a hardcore seller, but I always have some pointers from my experience, some aces up my sleeve that could help you. Yeah, so use the opportunity to learn, to don't like dwell and figure everything out on yourself, but like actually get help and get clarity so you can move forward and create a business and a life that you love. And a last quick personal note, this is why I'm dressed like this. I'm gonna go running now, so I hope you also have a cool life that you love and don't just work your butt off, because you also need to have some fun times. Anyway, I wish you all a great week. I have more tips on next Tuesday again, and cheers to your success.